chainsaws and leaf blowers in the background just to share this cute little story with you. Now, this is sort of like the real estate version of what it feels like on the dating apps or when women meet men, where they all claim to be a CIA agent or undercover or whatever, So many years ago, and it's safe for me to talk about this because the house has changed hands a few times now since this happened. But I had a property listed and it was very popular, sort of entry level price. And the people who were selling the house, one of them was in law enforcement. And by law enforcement, like had been in the military, law enforcement, kind of had eyes like knives, um, that whole scenario. And the house was listed for sale, and many people wanted to buy it. And there were some folks that placed an offer, and I believe I put in the private remarks, like, please make the offer good for 48 hours, which a lot of times we want that just because people need to discuss it and think about things and, yada, yada. So, but in this circumstance, when you're dealing with somebody in law enforcement, they actually need the time. So, the buyer's agent was getting grumpy, like really grumpy, that we weren't getting a reply back. And I'm like, it's going to be fine. Like, he's at work. When he gets off of work, he's working nights. When he gets off of work, we'll have him, take a nap or sleep a little bit, and then he'll sign the contract. And she was just so adamant and grumpy, thinking we were up to no good. And this is like the one and only time in my life I would ever have an opportunity. Because she was like, I'm calling your broker, I'm calling the board of realtors, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. And I said, well, ma'am, I'm just going to tell you something, partly because this is the only time I can ever say this ever in the history of my life, that the seller is a sniper guarding the president of the United States right now, or the vice president of the United States. Like, and I named the location, and I'm like, he's out there, and um, the seller is 24 hours on, 24 hours off. So like he's probably in a tree with a rifle right now, and it's just not going to happen. Like, is that the craziest thing ever? So, and she's like, what? And I'm like going, Scout's honor. It was silly. And I don't even remember. I don't think those people even followed through. I think they backed out like after the inspection. They threw a really big hissy fit, and then I got to drop my seller's a sniper line. Yeah, all in a day's work.